I'm officially a YouTuber. That's right. You guys saw that I posted my first video here on my channel, and I'm going to be honest and very transparent. It was weird. It was just weird. I'm used to public speaking. I'm used to talking to people. If you talk to my husband, I talk all the time. But to sit here and talk to an audience through a camera in a room by myself, where in essence I'm talking to myself, is not something that I'm used to or familiar with. It's just weird. But I recognize I need to do it. I have to do it because I have important information that I want to share. And I think the information that I am sharing is information that's just not out there. So, before I get into it, let me just introduce myself. My name is Christina Essex. I am the owner of Proactive Principal Group, which is a physician advocacy and consulting firm. And basically, I provide non legal strategic education and guidance to healthcare professionals, but mostly doctors, in helping them navigate the business and legal side and regulatory side of practicing medicine. So basically, you went to medical school or nursing school or whatever schooling you went to become that very thing, right? You went to medical school to become a doctor, you went to nursing school to become a nurse. But oftentimes, in those, at the school level, right, they're teaching you the clinical aspects, how to take care of patients. You're not really learning the legal and business and regulatory side of medicine. And if you're going into private practice, which a lot of you guys may have those aspirations to do so or are currently doing it, you are blindsided about a lot of the things that you just don't know, right? You don't know what you don't know. And they're not teaching you that at the schooling level. And so I'm also a healthcare attorney. I've been an attorney for over 15 years. I own my own law firm, Essex Law Firm, here in Atlanta, Georgia, which is where I am. But I've also practiced and defended healthcare professionals in not only Georgia, but also Pennsylvania and Indiana. And from that experience, I often have seen many times where good doctors just got in trouble. A lot of it was not anything that they did anything wrong, it wasn't necessarily malpractice. It was just the lack of education, the lack of knowledge, or just confusion and misunderstanding certain aspects, right? That landed them into some sort of legal or regulatory situation. And I often heard, well, we didn't learn this in medical school. I didn't know these things, or I wish I had known. So I created Proactive Principal Group to kind of bridge that gap, right? Leveraging my legal experience of defending healthcare professionals with the education piece to bridge that gap to help. That way you can navigate these issues with a little bit more clarity, a little bit more confidence. That way you're not blindsided when something does pop off and you are in a legal situation that warrants the need to get an attorney. So I really am just trying to, like I said, bridge that gap and be proactive and give you the tools of what it is that you could face or are currently facing and how to navigate that. So I'm being an advocate, I'm being your sounding board, and really your partner through this. So here's an example. Say you have a patient and a negative outcome happens with this patient. Now, the family member is upset because of the negative outcome, and the family member is acting or behaving anyway or making comments that it tells you or gives you the impression that they could sue you or file a lawsuit against you, right? So, what do you do? Do you just wait and hope that they don't file a lawsuit against you? Or do you take proactive steps in anticipation of that lawsuit happening? And you absolutely need to be taking some proactive steps to put you in the best situation to prepare for a defense in the event that a lawsuit could happen. And this is very important because in most states, especially here in Georgia, there's a 2-year statute of limitation from the time the incident occurred until a lawsuit could be filed. So you can't just do nothing in that 2-year span and just hope that, okay, I hope they don't file a lawsuit. And then when they file a lawsuit, you're freaking out and going, oh my God, it's a lawsuit. Whereas if you are anticipating that lawsuit and you are doing things in real time at the time that this incident occurred, you are in a better position to defend yourself a year from now or 2 years from now, if and when that lawsuit is filed. So that's just an example. And so my job, based on my experience, is to help you navigate that, to help you think about what it is that you need to be doing. And some of that could be, looking at your policies. Do you have policies in place? Do you have protocols in place for certain things? Are you aware of what this means? And even if you are currently in a legal situation, I can still be that sounding board and partner for you, because a lot of times lawyers, at least traditional lawyers at a lot of law firms, they're really just focused on the case. They're not focused on you. And if you need that emotional support person, I'm also that to you as well. And so I created this channel to provide guidance, to provide education, to provide awareness about some of the things that I have seen as an attorney, defending healthcare professionals, as well as some of the things that clients have told me. And to be clear, I am not your attorney. I am not providing legal advice or information. This is not an attorney client relationship, but it is for education purposes only, so you can start having these conversations amongst yourselves, amongst your colleagues, and you're not blindsided, right? Because we actually need you guys. We need doctors, but healthcare, this healthcare ecosystem that we're in, has become a lot more punitive and a lot more regulated and strict, partly because of the healthcare insurance companies, but it's just the nature of the business. And so, if I can provide some sort of comfort, clarity, and confidence to empower you to face these matters, then that's what I'm going to do. Now, as I mentioned, I am a healthcare attorney. I've been an attorney for over 15 years, and I do own my own law firm, Essex Law Firm, here in Atlanta, Georgia, which is where I am, where I do defend healthcare professionals, specifically doctors, who are dealing with the legal and regulatory spaces or issues that actually require an attorney. So, again, I am not your attorney, but if you are licensed in Georgia, you can reach me through my law firm, and I'll link that website down below where you can do a free consultation. But if you're interested in learning more information about what I'm going to talk about on my channel, which will include AI, please reach out to me. I'll link my website to Proactive Principal Group down below where you can schedule a consultation. And just know that I really am here for you. And the information I'm going to share is really just thinking about what are the things that are frequently out there that healthcare professionals encounter, that doctors encounter, and how can I give you some education, some enlightenment to help you understand, okay, it's not just about practicing medicine. It's not just about patient care. And in many ways it is. I get that, right? That is your priority. But you have to understand the bigger picture. You have to recognize that practicing medicine is more than just the clinical side. You have to understand the business and the regulatory side. And I know that that's not what you went to medical school for, but it is the nature of practicing medicine today. So that is my job, is just to be your advocate. So I'm going to go ahead and stop right now so I don't ramble. But if you're interested in hearing more what I'm going to share, please follow me, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back with the next video, which again, I'm going to keep talking more about AI because that's kind of the hot topic. But I am going to talk about, litigation and, healthcare audits from payers, from insurance companies, what the different insurance coverages mean, and so forth. So check me out. I appreciate it, and reach out to me.